Good day and welcome to another jam-packed episode of Schoolboy Rugby Bonanza, where we, of course, talk about schoolboy rugby, and once again, schoolboy rugby. So if you are comfortable, grab a cup of coffee and enjoy today's show. As you all know, schoolboy rugby doesn't seem to, just when you think, the most busiest of times have finished, more tournaments is coming up, more jam-packed rugby is coming up. And of course, today we are discussing the Wildeklawer Tournament, as well as another tournament for the smaller schools in Menlo Park.
Yes.
And of course, joining me in the studio to discuss this incredible rugby this weekend, I can't wait for it. I really can't wait for it. It's, of course, the founder, Mr. Schoolboy Rugby Bonanza. How are you, Louis?
Good. How are you, Steve? It's good to be here. It's going to be an exciting show with all the rugby, and I think we are going to be very privileged for this long weekend coming. They have a tournament at Menlo Park for the smaller schools, and then obviously the Wildeklawer for the big schools. So, I don't know how the people are going to divide themselves to watch all the games. I don't know how you are going to do this because we want to let the viewers know that we
Absolutely.
will be at Menlo Park for the Saturday, for the
Yes.
part of Saturday. So if you are in the area, please come and look us up, come and say hello, just have a chat with us. It would be greatly appreciated. And Steve will follow the Wildeklawer in the studio, and you will give match updates or score updates. So I think we are going to be quite busy. It's going to be
Oh,
exciting.
yes.
You covering one tournament, we covering the other tournament. So that's very good. It's very exciting. But next year we will drag you out of the studio. We'll lock the studio and take you with us. So then you won't have any choice.
Absolutely.
So,
Of
um,
course, the most amazing story, the Cinderella story of this year is the resurgence and the absolute incredible performance of Stellenberg.
yes,
Nobody in their wildest dream expected Stellenberg to right now be right on top of South African schools, number one in South Africa.
yeah,
It's absolutely incredible. And of course, they will also be in action at the Wildeklawer Tournament, including Oakdale Colleges, Affies, you name it. All the top schools in South African schoolboy rugby will be at the Wildeklawer Tournament. So it's going to be an absolute incredible tournament to watch. I think the majority of the top 20 is going to be there, Louis.
yes. Usually with the Wildeklawer, the bulk of the top 20 are there. So
Yes,
they do somehow or sometimes extend uh, like a wild card to some of one or two schools just outside of the top 20. So, but the
absolutely.
majority will be the top 20. So it's going to be massive. And also, from what we've heard, is that people have, Kimberley is fully booked. People are staying as far as Bloemfontein to go and watch. That is absolute
Amazing.
madness. Um, so it just shows you how much sport means to this country, how much
Oh,
sport
yes.
brings this country together. And, you know,
Oh, yes.
sport, tourism, they go hand in hand, and everyone benefits, whether it's a small restaurant, whether it's a coffee shop, whether it's a hotel, a guest house, it goes full circle. And it just shows you how important sport really is. And it's just great that we can be part of all of this and that we can, and it's not very easy to explain to people from outside South Africa that how big part sport is of South African culture.
Yeah.
Uh, the people look at
I
you
think it's
and
also not only
yeah,
that, Louis. And
yeah,
not only that, Louis, I think it's also great for exposure for the schoolboys to get used to play in front of such a large crowd. Because obviously we are talking about
mm,
a stadium that's going to be packed, and I
yeah,
know for a schoolboy the most important thing for a emerging professional player or a professional player in the future is how are you going to be able to handle pressure. And the only
right,
way that you're going to know how to handle pressure is to be able to absorb pressure in front of a fully packed crowd. So it's great exposure for the schoolboys to get used at such a young age to play in front of a huge crowd. You know,
yeah,
not only does the Paul boys when the Paul Derby is playing, you know, when the Paul Derby is on, not only do they get the exposure of playing in front of 23,000, now all of a sudden getting invited to these huge tournaments, you get the exposure of playing in front of big crowds and in front of amount of crowd, in front of the television because it's
yes,
televised. And I think that is absolute. It's so important, and it's such a great exposure for schoolboys to get used to play in front of such large crowd. As we all know, in professional rugby, you have to be able to play and absorb pressure with such a huge amount of following your career and your
yeah.
matches.
And also, um, what is good about all these tournaments, it showcases what is going to aspire 90% or 50% of these players towards the
Yeah,
Springboks. So it just shows you what and how privileged we are. Uh, I do not know of any other country that at schoolboy level that they have this kind of tournaments and
oh yes,
these amount of tournaments. So this is something we can be very proud of in South Africa. And I think, it's like as they call it, this is the sausage machine for the Springboks potentially in a couple of
yeah,
years. So
yeah.
it's all very, and I think if you look at the bigger picture, that's where it all comes together and it makes sense.
Absolutely. Before we jump into it, I just would like to say, give a huge congratulations to Marcus Miller. He's going to
Yes.
be making his debut for the Stormers this Saturday.
Mm.
He's been included in the starting 23. So a huge congratulations to Marcus Miller's old school, as well as his family and all his old schoolmates. From our
Yeah.
side, congrats and all the best
Yes.
to the start of what is surely going to be an incredible career for him.
Yes. And we really wish him well, although he's not playing for the team we shout for, but it is a huge achievement at such a young age to be able
Absolutely.
to make your bow into international professional rugby on such a big stage as the URC. So,
Absolutely.
we wish him well. We hope that he will have a good game. And I'm going to throw one in the hat as well, even though he is coming off the bench, right? So he will probably have a good 20, 30 minutes maybe. Um, let's hope he can do his magic like he did for his school and for the SA schools last year. And let's hope he will be in contention for man of the match. Wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah, you never know.
Yes.
Right. What tournament are we talking first about?
All right. So in no particular order, so let's see here. I think as it is here, yes. So the first one, the Menlo Park one. Um, so this is a very interesting one. They call it the Fair Tree Sports Fest. Now, it's not just only going to be rugby. There's going to be netball and hockey. So
Okay.
it's a proper school sports fest. So this is actually very nice. Um, So just they have not only just the first teams, but they have some of the under 15s as well. And this is also very encouraging to see. So
Yeah.
on the Friday, just a couple of games. Under 15, Rustenburg versus Lichtbron. Um, and now this is a interesting one. K9 Derby, the uh, Honda versus Devolver.
Wolves. Yeah, that's the dogs versus the wolves.
Yes. Well, it depends on what kind of breed of dog it is. So maybe the
Yeah.
Wolves will not win this one. So let's see. And then the host Menlo Park versus Tygerberg. I think that's
Now, for those of you who don't know, Menlyn Park is one of your top schools in the Blue Bulls. They've not been invited to the Wildeklawer Tournament,
mm,
but take nothing away from them. They are
no.
a consistent top 50, top 40 performer in the rankings in South African schools,
Yes,
among the top 50, just outside the top 50 to top 40. They were
yes.
also at the North State Tournament, and I can tell you, they are a serious, serious outfit.
Yeah. So so they will play against Tygerberg.
Yes,
And then Saturday, we are going, right? So
yes.
the first game, the under 15s, Randburg versus Marensky. I think that's going to be a very good one. Then
Oh,
this is
yeah.
an
Oh, yes.
interesting one. Afrikaans Woorsians 15 versus Dr. Malan. That's going to be an interesting one.
Yeah.
Um, and then 11:55, Menlo's first team versus Oorverval. And then this is one of the ones that I'm really going to keep my eye on is Randburg, our alma mater, versus Lichtbron. And then look who they invited, Marais Viljoen.
Yeah,
Um,
it's also a top 100 performer in the rankings in South African rugby and schoolboy rugby, né?
yes, yes. Versus Marensky.
And Morency
Then
is also taking part in the World Trophy, I think Division 2 or 3.
yes. So then Volkschool versus Swartland. I think that's going to be a very interesting one.
Yeah,
Um, and this is also one that's going to be very interesting. Ben Foster and Dynamica. I think that's going to be a cracker of a game because
yeah.
they are more or less on the same level.
As
And
both
then
team are ranked teams inside the top 100.
yes. And then we've got another under 15 game, Menlo Park versus Volkschool. And now this is an interesting one to end off the Saturday. Petersburg versus Fichottspark. So this is going to be an interesting one because they are more or less on the same level. They play the same, almost the same kind of rugby. So I think that's going to be one cracker of a game.
Now, what I like about this, it's a mixture of teams that's top performers, just outside the top 20, top 50, as well as teams that's maybe inside or just outside the ranking. So it's actually a pretty quality a couple of pretty quality school teams that's going to be playing. So everyone that's going to this sports festival can look forward to an absolute mouth-watering,
It
top
will.
class, five-star chef performance of rugby. If
Oh,
I for
yes.
the lack of better words.
And once we finish discussing all the games for this tournament, I'm going to let you in on a little secret, right? I kept it for the show, so this is going to be a secret that's been going to be revealed to everyone. Then
Okay.
also on the B field, now this is interesting. All the under 15s, Marais
Yes.
Viljoen versus Dr. Malan, Oorverval versus Menlo 15. Now we come to another one. That's also their first team that's actually been performing quite well, Kenton Park.
Yeah.
And Dynamica, Petersburg, Fichartspark. Now look at these two, the last two. Abington versus Rob Ferreira.
Yes.
Now, I think even though it's under 15, I think that's going to be a mouth-watering game.
Yeah,
That's
I
going
mean,
to be,
we
oh,
have to remember this is the future of the first team player of the first team teams that's playing here. So
yes,
this is basically going to give the coaches of the first team idea of what players are going to form part of their team for the next 2 years,
yes,
and part of the structures for the first team in 2 years' time.
yes. And then on the Monday, on the public holiday, so Ligbron versus Merensky, Menlo Park versus Swartland. I think that's going to be an interesting game. That's going to
Yeah,
be a very good game.
absolutely. Yeah.
And
And it's the host
then,
against Swartland.
yes,
Not a lot. We haven't actually discussed Swartland a lot, so it's not a school that
no,
I know of. So I would love to see what they can be able to do against Menlo Park. Of course, Menlo Park needs no introduction in Northern Transvaal and
no,
the Blue Bull structures.
correct.
Blue Bull school structures. They're a top performers team. But Swartland, that could be a very kind of dark horse, unknown factor that Menlo Park is going to be up against.
You took the words right out of my mouth. Then Petersburg versus Tygerberg. That's also going to be a good one, I think.
Yeah,
Um,
Tygerberg is also one of your performing schools in the Western Cape.
hmm.
Petersburg, of course, was one of your top schools in Mpumalanga. So
Um,
definitely, that's going
Actually,
to be a mouth-watering game.
Limpopo. Limpopo, not
Ah,
Limpopo.
Limpopo, of
Yeah.
course. Sorry, I'm getting the provinces wrong. Limpopo.
Yes.
It's
So,
Polokwane, of course. Petersburg.
hmm, yes. Then Afrikaans Oceans 15 versus Oeverval. Um, then Volkschool versus Figarts Park. Ben Foster versus Randburg. I think this is going to be another game that's going to be a very close game.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's great
Then,
to see our old alma maters part of this tournament, and it's
yes,
great. It's a great exposure and great preparation for the start of their World Trophy. Of course, we all know that Randburg has been relegated to the fourth division,
yes,
so they would desperately like to crawl their way back up to some higher division and with a great convincing performance in this year's World Trophy. So this is great preparation for them to prepare for
yes,
the World Trophy.
yes. And I think also, you see, they had a couple of games at the St. John's Festival. Now they're
Yeah.
going to have a couple of games here. So,
Yes.
and I think whether they win or lose any of these teams, and in my opinion, if I'm the coach, I would be like, you have a few games, mix and match a little bit, see who's pairing with whom, and whether you win or lose, it's not the end of the world. It's like I would use this as preparation going
Absolutely.
forward for what's coming for the rest of the season, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Actually, that's why these kind of tournaments are there for, especially for at this, and that's why it's at the start of your league games. It
Yes.
is to not only for you to also improve your rankings, but especially to prepare yourself for your important league games. Because at the end of the day, the World Trophy for every school in Gauteng is the main tournament that they will be focusing on.
Yeah.
And so this is great preparation for them, and also a great way for the matrics also to start the final year in school rugby
With a
with
bang,
a
right?
bang.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, yes. Then Maree Viljoen versus Dynamica. I think that's also going to be a very interesting one. I think it can go either way.
Yeah,
Um, and then last for the under 19s, Dr. Milan versus Menlo 15. I think that's going to be a mouth-watering game as well.
absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Great way to finish the tournament.
Yes.
Um, the home team playing against the home crowd against Dr. Milan.
Yes. You know, it's always and you see, like you spoke about earlier about pressure, right? Now, Menlo Park has the advantage of the home crowd. And And I think also it's a good way for these boys to get used to the crowd not being on their side, right? And
Yes,
pulling themselves together, lifting themselves up against all odds. I think it's a great test of character at the end of the day as well.
absolutely. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
And then also Monday on the B field for the under 15s, Oeverval versus Dynamica. I think all these games are going to be quite interesting to watch.
Yeah.
Kempton Park versus Ligbron, Petersburg versus Rustenburg. That's going to be an interesting one, I think.
Yes. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
the one of the big schools or one of the top schools in Limpopo versus the Northwest. So that's going to be a very interesting one. Then Menlo Park versus Abington, Volkschool versus Fichard Park, Rob Ferreira versus Randburg. I think for the under 15s for this game, I think this is also going to be a very good game.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because the under 15s from Randburg, they are a very good side this year. So
Yeah.
that's going to be really a good test of their character to be up against a bit of a more tough opposition. So we'll see who's going to put that one through. And then Murray Viljoen versus Marensky, Dr. Milan versus Menlo 15. So that concludes the under 15s for this tournament. Now, to reveal the big secret,
Hmm.
once I was preparing for this show and I did my research like I always do. And then I saw who is organizing this tournament, right? It's a company in Cape Town. Their offices are in Paarl. Um, and this is what they mainly do. And then I went onto their website, see what they are all about. And then I'm like, okay, do they have a contact number? And then I saw the lady's name and contact number who is organizing this tournament. So I contacted her to find out about the tickets. So the tickets are 30 Rand per person. You
Oh,
can,
that's nothing.
yeah, you can either buy online or at the gate. So she said that's fine. And then, typically, as I always am, I put a bit of charm and I asked her if we can do an interview with her on the Saturday, and she agreed.
Oh, wow. That's
Yeah.
incredible.
So I'm very happy about that. I'm looking forward to that interview because I just want to, you know, get more of an idea and let her tell the viewers of what kind of preparation goes into a tournament like this. So
Yes.
I think this will also give the people a better understanding of, pricing of tickets, why they do this, security this, security that. So I think that will be a very good interview. She agreed, so I'm looking forward to that one.
Absolutely. I know it's going to be amazing. Of course, that's not the only tournament that's going to take place. The
No,
big one that's also taking place in Kimberley is, of course, the
yes,
Wildeklawer one.
yes. So the Wildeklawer, obviously sponsored by APSA, for so many years now. And so on Friday, only a few games.
Yeah.
Nico Milan versus Ege Janssen. I think that is going to be a super game.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Nico Milan is one of your top schools in Eastern Province. We've actually spoken a lot about Nico Milan in this show.
Yes,
Of course, they've been up and down this season, winning
yes.
one, losing one, winning one, losing one. But they are constantly one of your top schools in Eastern Cape. And, you know, when they play and when they play well, they are a serious, attractive team to
Yes,
look at. Absolutely.
100%. 100%. Diamantfeld versus Queen's College. I think that's also going to be a cracker of a game.
Oh yeah, and if you think that was awesome, look at the next game. Paul Roos, the giants of South African schoolboy rugby, the defending South African champions of last year, against the defending World Trophy champions, the giants of Gauteng Rugby, Garsfontein, Blue Ball Rugby, Garsfontein. Garsfontein is only second after Office in Northern Transvaal, defending champions, and they of course are currently ranked 6th in South Africa.
Yeah.
According to the latest ranking, Louis.
Yes.
So that number 2 against number 6, that is going to be a cracker of a game.
You know, if we had the chance to be there, I would have loved to be there for this game. I think it is going to be one cracker of a game. Now, let's see. Let's turn up the heat a bit between you and myself. Right. For this game, especially this game, who do you think is going to take the winning spoils?
Sure, I will say Paul. I'm going to say Paul Roos by 3.
By 3. All right. I would also say Paul Roos. Let's go by. I'll go by 9. I'll go by, yes.
Okay.
Right. So, because Paul Roos, they've really been fantastic so far this season. So, but yeah, this is my prediction on that one. Then the next day, oh, look at this, Steve. Oh,
it's absolutely going to be a jam-packed day of rugby, mouth-watering stuff. Hartlepool against Durbanville starting off the tournament. That is going to be an incredible game. The Giants of one of the giants of Blue Ball school rugby against Durbanville. We said now many times. We had an interview with Durbanville's coach at the North-South tournament. They are one of the upcoming strong performance in Western Province schoolboy rugby. They are ranked just outside the top 20 in South Africa. So that's a huge game.
Yes, and then Monument versus Durban High School. I think this is going to be a close game. I think Durban High School is not going to make it easy for Monument. So
Monument is ranked 15th in South Africa, but Durban High School is actually ranked inside the top 10. I think the last time I checked, they were at one stage they were 9th. So that's a huge game. I actually wish I could have been there to see that game, but I'm going to try my best to watch it in front of the big telly.
Yeah, maybe that's better, right? Then Maritzburg College versus Stellenberg. I don't know what to say about this, Steve. I think this is going to be a cracker of a game.
Yeah, number 1 team in South Africa, Stellenberg, against one of the giants in the KwaZulu-Natal rugby, Maritzburg College. Also a team that's just outside the top 20.
Yeah.
And if you thought that was an incredible game, look at the next game, Westville, also one of your top 10 schools against Oakdale.
The
That was ranked 6th in South Africa.
Right?
Yeah, Giant Slays, and that was ranked 6th at the end of last year. They're now currently ranked 15th or 16th now. If I can take us through the other ones just for time's sakes, JP against Boland Landbou. JP, of course, is also inside the top 10. And Boland Landbou is, of course, also one of your top performers in Western Province rugby. So that's also going to be a game to look after. Paul Boys High against Northwood. Of course, we know we had an interview with Paul Boys High's coach.
Yes.
And they were ranked 2nd last year in South Africa, at one stage 1st. Northwood is also one of your top performers, also a consistent top 50, top 40 team inside South African schoolboy rugby. And then, of course, Office against Atomico. Now, Office has had a bit of a
up and down season.
Up and down, disappointing season. They have gone down from 5th last year, now right down to 16th. And, for them to be outside the top 10 is a bit of an unusual feeling. So they would love to rectify against Outeniqua. Outeniqua at one stage has been 10th, ranked 10th in South Africa. And we all know what Outeniqua is capable of. So that's also going to be a huge game. Great College against Noordheuwel. Noordheuwel is, of course, also a team that's obviously just outside the top 20. Great College is currently ranked 3rd or 4th now in South Africa Schoolboy Rugby. They finished last year at 4th, and we all know the iconic status that Great College have in South African Schoolboy Rugby. We don't even have to elaborate on it. Paarl against Helpmekaar.
That's going to be a good game.
Also, that's a huge game. Paarl is ranked 3rd in South Africa currently. Helpmekaar is ranked 17th. The same position they were that they finished in last year. They're now currently at 17th. And Helpmekaar is a kind of team that you always know they're going to be competitive. Yes. They are one of your top teams in Gauteng. They were also in the finals of the Noordheuwel Trophy. One of the favorites to win it. They're Garsfontein's biggest competition in the Noordheuwel Trophy. So you know that Helpmekaar, if Paarl is going to have an off day, Helpmekaar is really going to be blowing in their necks. Marlow is going to play against the Northern Cape Barbarians, which is, of course, an invitation side. So that will be interesting to see what kind of development and what kind of selection that team is going to bring in front. And then, of course, finishing the day is Rustenburg against the Central Barbarians.
Yes. Also an invitational side. And isn't it wonderful that even at this huge tournament, they've added 2 invitational sides? Isn't that a wonderful initiative?
Absolutely. It's great for development. Absolutely, yeah. Right, so then we've got the Mantveld against Stellenberg. Now, of course, that Stellenberg is currently ranked number 1 in South Africa. The Mantveld is also a team that's well inside the top 50. So they're definitely going to give Stellenberg a good amount of competition, but I will still say Stellenberg will pull it off by at least 15 to 20.
Yeah.
Helpmekaar against Queens. Queens is one of your top teams in the border province. So that could actually make up for a nice
I think this is going to be a very good game.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Queen College has also been involved, if I'm not mistaken, at one of the Easter festivals.
Yes.
And of course, we all know Helpmekaar, they were at the Noordstate Tournament. It's ranked inside the top 20.
Yes.
Outeniqua against Maritzburg.
Easter festival as well.
That's correct, yeah. Now, this game, Outeniqua against Maritzburg College, that is going to be a huge game. I think that's going to be one of the matches of day 3.
Yeah.
Outeniqua, one of the top teams that's just outside the top 10. Maritzburg College is a team that's just outside the top 20 and one of Natal's big, huge rugby schools. I think that's going to be a competitive game between 5 and 10 points win. Whoever's going to take that game. Noordheuwel against Boland Landbou. Now, that's also another huge game. Noordheuwel is also a team inside the top 20, and Boland Landbou is also one of your top schools in Western Province Rugby. So I think that's also a game to look forward to. Northwood against the defending champions of the Wild Trophy, Garsfontein. That is also going to be a cracker of a game. I think that can also, I will still say Garsfontein will probably walk away victors between 15 and 20. But look at this game. Now, we all need to realize that Oakdale have beaten two of the Western Province giant schools. So they know what it takes to beat either the Paarl school teams or the Stellenbosch team, Paul Roos. They've done it before. They've done it last year. So that's going to be a huge game, Paul Roos versus Oakdale.
That's going to be a very good game.
Durban High School against Paarl. That is also a cracker of a game. Durban High School, of course, is ranked inside the top 10. And we all know Paarl is one of your giants of schoolboy rugby in South Africa. They're ranked 3rd currently. So that's going to be a huge game. And then Great College taking on Jeppe. And I think that can be a very good test for Jeppe.
And I'm going to be very biased on this one, just quickly, Steve, that I hope that Great College will take this one. I think they need it, but do not
Yeah.
take anything away from Jeppy. They can scare the big schools. So
Yeah, Great College also have had a bit of a difficult season this year. Have
mm,
already lost 2 or 3 games this season.
mm,
So JP will know that Great College is a little bit vulnerable at this stage. So JP can maybe like someone preying on the weaknesses of a team, they can maybe jump on that
mm,
and pull off a surprise. But I think Great College is going to be determined and they're going to be hungry to turn their season around.
yeah.
Office against Paul Boys High. Now,
Oh,
Office, that can be a huge game. Office and Paul Boys High is always a huge game.
yeah.
And we need to realize that Office is always a potential top team in South African schoolboy rugby.
Yeah.
Waterkloof against Westwolf, that's also the giants of global rugby.
Yeah.
For so many years, Waterkloof, one of the giants, against Westwolf, that's also a team ranked just inside, sometimes just outside the top 10 in South African schoolboy rugby. And then we've got a nice game to look forward to. It's the Barbarians team, the Northern Cape Barbarians against the Central Barbarians.
Oh,
Some
that's
nice.
going to be a wonderful game to watch, right?
Absolutely, yeah. Absolutely. And then Rustenburg against Marlow. Also two very competitive top 50 performers in South African schoolboy rugby. EG Jansen taking on Durbanville. Now, as we said so many times now, Durbanville is one of your emerging schoolboy Western Cape teams in Western Cape schoolboy rugby.
Yes.
And then to finish off, if I'm not mistaken, Louis, that's the last
Yes.
game, Monument versus Nico
This is the last one. So Monument versus Nico Milan. I think this is actually a very good game to finish off the Wildeklawer. If it was me, if I was part of this, I would have put the two barbarian sides at the end to finish off what should be, and I'm sure it will be, a very good tournament.
Oh yeah, there's some amazing games that I'm looking forward to watch, and I think that people are going to be treated to some royal rugby.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And
of course, as we said, Louis and his team, at this stage, I believe Louis is going to take our scout, Mr. Von,
yes,
to the
Scout.
tournament.
And we will take our cameraman, Brian, as well. So
Brilliant.
we're going to hijack him. We told him we're going to hijack him and then take him with. So it's going to be 3 of us.
Brilliant.
Yeah, it's something we are looking forward to, and I can't wait because I think this is going to really put us in the heart of why we started this small.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
I am very excited.
If you guys are in the vicinity of Menlo Park High, please come and have a look. As we said, tickets are only 50 Rand.
Yeah.
Come say hello to us. You'll be able to identify us by our uniform. Louis, they will of course have the other uniform that they had on at the North Side with the schoolboy emblem at the back. So please come and say hello. Take some couple of photos and come enjoy the rugby with us.
And just have a chat with us. It would be
absolutely
nice to meet people.
And look out for our videos. We will also post videos of the day. Some exciting interviews with the coaches, players, whoever we can get a hold of. Beware, we're going to be there praying on you to have an interview with you guys. So if you're a coach, a player, or even a spectator, you are not safe from the schoolboy maniacs, bonanza maniacs that's going to be there, ready to interview you guys.
Yeah. So, and Steve, yeah, you are unfortunately going to be in the studio. But we will think of you while we are there. But as I said, next time we will hijack you and you will have no choice.
Absolutely. Now, I think there's some great rugby between the Menlo Park Tournament and the Wildeklawer Tournament. And of course, there's also other schoolboy rugby throughout South Africa. There's just so many rugby that we can't keep up with every single one of them, but it's absolutely amazing. Schoolboy rugby or global school rugby is alive and well. It's the future. And that, of course, concludes our program for today. Once again, I would like to give a special thanks to our staff. First of all, a huge shout out to our journalist, Mr. Arno Boertes, Mr. Old School Legend, as I always call him, for his great work as a journalist, helping us with the interviews, the online magazine. Of course, another person that helps us that is very instrumental with our online magazine is, of course, Louis' beloved wife, Sarah, the #1 supporter, Chinese supporter of rugby that you will find. And then we would like to give a huge shout out to our legendary Elaine Hogan, all the way from Ireland, that's helping us behind the scenes with marketing Schoolboy Rugby, promoting Schoolboy Rugby, and also playing such a huge role as one of the admins on our Facebook group.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Elaine, for your passion, your commitment, and your support. It means a heck of a lot. And then, of course, our other staff workers, Brian Dudley, our cameraman, who's also going to be assisting us with the camera work on Saturday at Menlyn. Without a cameraman, there's no ways we'll be able to bring you any kind of visuals. And then, of course, our scout, Mr. Von, that's also going to be there, helping with the interviews, helping with identifying some key interviews. I can't emphasize enough how valuable this team is for us. All of us are still volunteers. We do it for the love and the passion of it. And it is so important that we keep the future of South African and global rugby alive. And then, of course, the most important people is, of course, the community, our members on our Facebook group as well as our YouTube channel. It is absolutely incredible how much we've grown. We are now approaching 750 members on our Facebook group. It is absolutely amazing. Even our YouTube channel is starting to grow. So if you haven't joined yet, join our Facebook group. It's still a public group, so please join our Facebook group.
Yes.
Or it's Global School Rugby Bonanza on our Facebook group, or our YouTube channel, Global School Rugby Bonanza. And then we're also on other platforms. Please join us either on our TikTok channel under Schoolboy Rugby Bonanza, our Instagram channel, Schoolboy Rugby Bonanza, or our WhatsApp channel. Thank you once again for all of you. We appreciate you, all of you guys, and let's keep on support the future of Schoolboy Rugby and Global School Rugby. From our side, from myself and Mr. Louis, it's goodbye for now.
Goodbye for now.